Come take a look at this case with me. We had a patient come in and we took a panoramic x-ray. As you can see on the upper right, we have a transposed canine and first premolar. So let's take a look at how we treatment plan this case. This is a prime example of why we take x-rays. Upon first glance, this is a photo of the same patient whose x-ray I showed you where the two teeth are transposed, meaning two teeth are ectopically erupting into their neighbors' positions. To dig deeper, we completed our records with a CBCT of the area, and you can see how the adult teeth are transposed, and the treatment plan is going to be to guide them into their positions. What we had to decide is, are we going to accept the transposition or are we going to attempt to correct it? And what our CBCT showed us is that if we were to attempt to correct the teeth, they would actually risk grazing against one another, causing permanent root damage. And due to their current position and trajectory of the teeth, we're going to accept the transposition, meaning we're going to allow the canine to continue its path to erupt into the position of the first premolar, and then have the premolar erupt into the position of the canine. Now, oftentimes the treatment plan is exactly the opposite. It all depends on what the teeth look like in the bone upon closer inspection. So we're looking back at our original panoramic x-ray, and what we opted to do was begin by referring for removal of this primary molar to allow the adult premolar to pull in here. We gave that some time, and then we took a CBCT, so let's look at that. Here's our CBCT. You can see that the premolar is free to erupt into its position. Next, we're going to give it some more time to erupt and eventually refer for extraction of the baby canine and allow the teeth to erupt into their switched positions. The adult canine may need exposure and ligation to have traction on it to bring it into the arch. But for now, we're stepping back, watching, waiting, and monitoring growth and development. This is a prime example of why it's so important to come in for consultations with your littles when they're around 7 or 8. We take an x-ray, usually nothing is needed, but when it's needed, it's so important that we intervene early.